Right then, we're back 20 seconds later after the last video ended. So this episode, we will be fitting the engine. We will probably be putting some of the ancillaries on and just starting to get it sort of fitted up and ready to rock and roll. Once the engine's in, the work really starts. Fuck my life. If this isn't work, I don't know what is. We're going to have to start making some decisions about things. So how we're running things, where we want stuff, where the turbo is going to be, where the fuel tank's going to be, where the radiator is going to be, where the intercooler is going to be. If we're going to use an intercooler, if we're going to use a charge cooler, all of that stuff now needs to be decided. So if you bear with me, we will put the engine in and then we'll be going from there. But right, let's go. So that's it. Engine's back in again. Took 18 minutes from what you just seen sped up. So not too sad. See, having the ramp helps. Been able to get it underneath it easier. Trying to do it on the floor is doable, but it'd be a bit of a fanny, but such is life, isn't it? Hopefully it's not going to need to come in and out that many times. Obviously, this is just our basic engine just to get it done and sort of run in and get all our wiring sorted and where we're mounting things. We will have another engine that will be going in this, proper one, but this will do just to get us started and on the right track. Next up, we'll be mounting the alternator and the tensioner and putting a belt on. Again, this is space stuff that we need to figure out, make sure we've got enough. I'm pretty sure we have. We will also be looking at putting intake on, just be running a plastic to start with just to get us running. And then looking at manifolds, we'll chuck an exhaust manifold on there, rear silencer. Yeah, so it's nice to see it back in again. Nice to see all the space and stuff that's there. Nice to know that I didn't mess it up too bad, which is always a win, isn't it? Yeah, cool. See what's next. Right, so this is going to be our accessory drive layout. Because this is obviously a race car, we don't need some things like aircon. We're also going to get rid of power steering because there's no weight over the front, so we don't really need it anymore. And to make that work from a hydraulic system would be completely, I don't know, crazy, really ridiculous. The amount of piping we need to run. If I did want to go for a power steering unit, we would go for something like the Merc A-Class system that will run in our rallycross car. It's a electric hydraulic system, so you get a reservoir and a pump and everything all built into one, and it just has an electric motor that runs it. It's quite a common conversion on Mark 6 Fiestas. Yeah, it's a nice, simple, cost-effective solution to it. I did try and run no power steering on my rallycross car, did it at track day, and it was manageable, but it wasn't really ideal, so we scrapped that. This, though, is the system that you'd use if you are getting rid of it. It uses a C-Max or a Focus alternator. So much noise. And a C-Max or Focus tensioner. That then runs round, that goes onto the front of the engine. So tensioner goes where the ST power steering pump goes, and the alternator bolts onto where the air conditioning goes. It's nice, simple, all OE parts. And then the belt number for that is a Gates 6PK 1218. I know it all works because, like I said, I had it on my rallycross car. What we'll do now is we'll go back inside the car and we'll get it all fitted up. Right then, that's the end of that video. So in this video, you've seen this, we've got all of our basic ancillaries on. So intake, exhaust, starter motor, alternator. You've seen how we've had to play around with the belt system to try and get rid of a lot of excess stuff we don't need and try and simplify things. So yeah, next episode we'll look at starting to wire in the standard ST150 wiring loop. I suppose that's as simple as it is, isn't it? As well as that, we're going to start looking at a temporary fuel pump setup as well. So to work around the standard fuel tank, which has the fuel pressure regulator built into it. So keep an eye on our YouTube channel, subscribe if you can. Also go and give us a follow on Instagram as well, and you'll see some of the other projects we've got going on. We're always doing something cool over there too. So yeah, thanks for watching and we'll see you soon.